You should watch this movie, Shawnee.
But why, Nathy?
Are you asking me why should I watch? You are listening to Why Should I Watch, the podcast about movies and ideas. Hello, this is Nathan from Why Should I Watch with Shaun and Nathan. I just thought I'd introduce this first episode with our new friend Claire. She is a journalist, and I'll let her speak for herself, but she's a good friend of Shaun and mine, and she's very knowledgeable in the world of films, and we had about an hour-long conversation with her, and as you'll hear in the coming two clips, we went a bit off track in the first half an hour, so I've cut that short as we went completely off topic, and then we got back on topic to Claire's suggestions for some episodes we should do for the show. So I'm looking forward to meeting Claire, have a listen to her thoughts on where we can take the show in the next year, and she'll be on infrequently or frequently as a guest. We'll see how we go. Hello, Shaun. How are you?
Oh, hello, Nathan.
Doing our classic intro.
It is our classic intro.
Come to be known as the Shaun and Nathan intro.
We're back in your bedroom again.
We are.
It's very hot.
Thank you.
Sweaty.
Thank you. I've got the cooling on, so relax.
Oh, it's definitely working. We have a special guest here today.
We do. Who's our guest? Oh, do you want me to say it?
No, you say it.
You had a bit of a panic there for a second.
You forgot her name.
I always
Yeah.
introduce the guest. It's your turn today.
Okay, this is Claire Morley.
Journalist.
Oh, wow. So you just interrupted.
He did. He was
just
too
interrupted
eager.
my intro. Yeah, go ahead.
Journalist Claire, you know?
Yeah.
Journalist Claire.
I was just about to say
All right, go on.
This is Claire Morley.
Claire Morley.
She's qualified. I said our Claire Morley.
Oh, that's
I was
sweet.
trying to
Our
be
Claire
clear. Now I've
Morley,
ruined it.
qualified journalist,
Yep.
entrepreneur.
Yep.
She's
an official journalist, and she has been writing many things in many publications.
And talking to many things
yeah.
and
Yeah.
doing all kinds
Do
of
you want to give us a
nonsense.
quick resume, or do we just want to jump into our discussion?
Nah, give the resume.
Oh,
Okay.
God, I wasn't prepared. I mean,
Neither
I
were
wasn't
hello,
prepared.
everyone. My
She
name
just
is
falls out of
Neither
bed.
were we.
Yeah.
Just walked in.
No, my name is Claire Morley. I am a freelance journalist. I am from Melbourne originally, and I work
Hi, Claire.
here. Thank you. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Shaun. I write mostly about culture and music and the sort of underground entertainment scene in Melbourne. I work for a lot of street mags and that kind of thing, but I've also done some on-air work in my time. I used to be a football commentator back in the day, although...
Bit of Oz kick, you know?
No,
wow.
like actual, like, you know...
Like
Men
proper
that,
football.
men that play proper
Men.
football.
Nathan did Oz
Yes.
kick. There's a little fact of the day.
For 1 year, and I quit.
1 year.
Never
Got a-
went beyond Oz.
What happened, Nathan?
I got a
Tell us
blood
about
nose,
that.
and I was like, I'm not playing football ever again. I'm very sensitive. And then, this is where we are.
You have the build for it.
I know. I probably should get back into
There
it.
there
but I
aren't
don't-
any photos of Nathan, but he's actually quite gigantic.
Like 6'4", like
6'4".
quite broad. Got that, like that upside down triangle footballer thing
Yeah,
going.
like you look at me like, gee, that is a brick house.
Yeah.
Like, he can-
Yeah.
And what are you?
Well, I'm quite a short fellow, a bit tanned.
Oh, okay.
Got a bit of a
Yeah.
pouch here, and
Yeah.
balding a little bit, but it's
Okay,
it's
yeah.
sort
Nothing
of-
that a good
it's
old
all right.
comb over can't fix.
Exactly, and
Pretty
that's my
high
real.
IQ as
That's
well.
my going out
Yeah.
trick. I do the old comb over.
Oh, yeah.
So we're quite horrible people, but Nathan's just gigantic.
Oh
Gi-
yeah,
gi-
really.
he
You
beats me
you
up
shouldn't have
constantly.
quit on Auskick at that point in your life.
Look, this could be a football podcast now, for all we know.
Absolutely, I'm
Yeah.
so ready.
Yeah. I actually heard one of those the other day.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
My that's actually what I spend most of my time doing. My boyfriend's very into sport, so I've become a big fan of Bomani Jones.
Oh,
To any NFL
Oh,
fans
shout
out
out.
there.
shout out
Big fan of the old NFL, AFL, all the FLs.
all the FLs. Claire today has brought some ideas to the table, which we want to take down. And just look, we're gonna stop talking. You're gonna fire away at your ideas.
Oh God, don't do that. That
No,
won't
no,
sound good.
just-
No one sounds good doing a monologue except
No,
like,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Journalist, throw them all out. We'll discuss
Yeah, well,
them and we'll make our plan.
Because I think, I'll just explain what we're actually doing, sort of. Because we've done a whole year of, podcasting now. And
congratulations.
Thank you. We actually committed to it.
You should be very proud.
We tried to do one a week, which would have been 52 episodes, and we're on 35, 36. So,
you need a break
Yeah.
sometime.
yeah, we got holidays to go
It's
on.
not a
and things to
career,
do.
but
yeah.
and we went on Spotify as well the other week.
Yeah, we hit up
big.
Spotify,
big.
and
You've got your little Instagram and you've
Yeah, we've
got,
got
your,
it. Yeah,
your
it's-
Facebook page.
yeah,
And
don't want to brag, but
Darren
it's-
Hayes, we're coming for you. He
Yeah.
one of the lead singers from Savage Garden has his own podcast.
He does?
Direct
Yes.
competition.
We paid to see this, yeah.
Yes,
The
direct
movie
competition.
podcast.
Yes,
Very good, actually.
He hasn't answered our emails yet.
Yeah.
I will look into that because I have a contact or two in that regard. I've interviewed him before.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Darren, what are you... Oh.
Yes.
He doesn't want to talk to us, Sean.
He doesn't want
We
to talk
gotta
to us, but he wants to talk to Claire.
Yeah.
Well, I'm, as we've already established a few times, a real journalist.
A real journalist.
What are some of the
as well.
bands you've interviewed? That would be a good start.
Recently, Foo Fighters was probably
There you
one
go.
of the biggest
One
ones.
of the biggest bands ever.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Recently, I interviewed Foster the People.
One of my favorites. I like
They're
that.
pretty good, and that was a fun interview. That was a really interesting one. I don't just do bands though. Like the other day, I interviewed Christopher Goffard, who did Dirty John, the podcast, and that was one of the best interviews of my life. I really enjoyed that. But that was kind of because we're both journalists, so we were just like firing off each other left, right, and centre. Gang of Youths, I've interviewed many times. The Smith Street Band, All Day. The Shins. James Mercer from the Shins was one of the best ones I've ever done. But yeah, I write about 2 or 3 articles a week. So for the
gosh,
last
she's a
2
busy bee.
years,
Yeah.
I'm quite busy. I'm a workaholic. Bit of an idiot, but yeah.
Well, then you fit right in with Australian journalism.
So that was the first part of our conversation. It just had a brief overview of Claire, what she does, and all of that. And this next clip is now when we steer the conversation back to Claire and her ideas for the show. So have a listen.
Continuing where we left off in our last discussion.
Really sounds like we're doing a love songs dedications at this point. I feel like our tones are all at that.
And coming
It's
up next, we
4
have
PM in the
Enrique.
afternoon.
We have
Sunny day.
Enrique Iglesias.
Where has he been these days? Oh, no, we're getting sidetracked. No. Because
He's in Miami.
I've heard enough of Ariana Grande, Mariah Carey. Claire,
Yes. Why am I here?
tell us your ideas. You've got a big scrapbook
My
in front
ideas. I do have it's not a scrapbook. It's what they call a bullet journal.
of you. I don't work in the industry. I don't know what that means.
It's a book.
You
Sean.
are in the industry now, Sean.
I've been updated.
God.
So, tell us your ideas, Claire.
Yeah.
Just bring them in.
My ideas for the podcast.
Correct.
Well, I have a few episode ideas, a few conceptual ideas. But the first one I thought is one that I did also mention to you, Sean, when we chatted over Instagram, because apparently that's how people talk to each other these days.
Stuff LinkedIn. Always on the Insta.
Yeah, no one uses LinkedIn.
Best movie
Sponsored
dogs.
by LinkedIn.
Best movie dogs.
Best movie dogs.
I like that. So what,
So-
like Air Bud?
So
Beethoven?
Airbud is one that we hadn't even
Airbud,
brought up. The first one when I told Sean that was Beethoven.
Beethoven, yes. Classic.
What about the dog from Cats and Dogs?
That's a good one.
That's a movie I'd like to rewatch.
I also mentioned to Sean
Jeff
that sometimes the hero dogs aren't the ones that wear the title. So the dog from Babe that protects Babe.
I didn't even know there was a dog in Babe.
There are several dogs in Babe. Do you even
Yes.
watch movies?
No.
Nathan, this is
Why
gonna
should you
become
watch?
a real
Because-
problem if you don't know the references to movies.
I know Babe.
I
Babe,
think I've thought about this a lot, and I think that the
Yeah.
real number one dog, although this is what we could discuss and get to, we could bring some nominees to the table, but I think Milo from The Mask.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Yep.
How he manages to not only find Jim Carrey's character, but in the prison, but
Yeah.
then also retrieve the keys, not after he gets the cheese. So I think that's
Yeah,
a really
I'd have to rewatch Mask as well.
a distinctive moment in dog film history.
Yeah.
is Milo or Otis from the movie Milo and Otis?
Old Yeller.
No.
Old Yeller took a shotgun to the head for
what-
cinema.
Spoiler alert.
He's my favourite.
What's Turner and Hooch? What's the one with
Bill Murray?
Tom Hanks?
okay.
Tom Hanks and the dog.
Oh, Tom Hanks becomes the dog, the shaggy dog.
No, that's Tim Allen.
Oh, yeah, that is Tim Allen. Christ.
The big red dog?
Beverly Hills
What's his
Chihuahua.
called?
Bentley
Clifton.
in You've Got Mail.
Clifton, yeah.
Clifford.
Classic dog.
Is that a film?
Yeah.
It
That's it.
must be,
Pretty
surely.
sure, mate.
Okay.
But yes, Bentley from You've Got Mail.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great.
I don't know if
chick
you're
flick.
trolling me right now.
No,
you actually
it's-
want to do a
it's-
dog cast.
I absolutely want to do.
Movie
Why are you
dogs.
laughing?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what we're going to get out of
I'm
this,
just-
though.
You mentioned Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Yeah, well, you
Can't
were saying
believe it.
best movie dogs.
Oh my
I can't
goodness,
believe it.
That got 3 movies out of it.
Bruiser from Legally Blonde,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See,
and the one that he eventually ends up in a gay relationship with.
He didn't have any lines, though.
They don't need lines. They're dogs, Nathan.
This is a great topic. Let's expand on it later.
That
Claire,
was my first idea.
what's your second idea?
My second idea. Ranking this year's upcoming superhero movies from most likely to be oversaturated crap to actually good.
I like it instantly.
How many have we got coming out? Like 5
A
or
lot.
6? Deadpool 2 will probably be the best.
Black Panther.
That'll probably be in the
Infinity
middle.
War,
That'll be in the middle.
Deadpool.
That'll be like middle top.
I feel like there's one
Aquaman.
I think Aquaman might flop.
Is that coming out in November this year? I think there's one.
Sooner, surely. I don't know the exact dates because if this were actually that podcast, I would have my computer in front of me.
I've got it.
I feel like DC brings out movies towards later in the year, while Marvel's kind of towards the beginning. I don't know if that's a.
December 21st is the release date of Aquaman.
Good job,
I can't
mate.
wait.
Said no
Venom.
one ever.
Said-
Venom
No
is
one-
released on October 5th.
I didn't even know Venom was coming out.
It is.
What? Is that the one with Tom Hardy?
No.
Oh, I wanted Tom Hardy.
I'm
Who's-
going to check who it is because it might actually be Tom
Who's
Hardy.
Venom? You robot?
Who is Venom?
There's a Venom movie coming out? What
Yeah,
the
is
hell?
there? I didn't know
I
that.
thought that was a
Venom
rumor
is
on
an
Reddit.
upcoming American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name.
Okay,
Directed by Ruben Fleischer.
Love him.
And Tom Hardy is Venom. So
well done.
Tom Hardy.
And Michelle Williams is Venom's.
Oh, that's a nice little cast there.
The relevant.
Yeah.
The relevant? Was that the movie? The relevant or the revelant?
Revenant.
Revenant. The relevant.
Relevant.
All the relevant.
The relevant.
stars.
You've got like Donald Trump.
The
you've got
irrelevant.
Oprah Winfrey.
That's what I want to see as a movie, where
The
all
Revenant or the irrelevant?
the relevant movie stars of the world all have to survive in the cold wilderness.
Excellent.
Who would you put your money on?
Weinstein.
Is he relevant?
He's really not
Ferraro,
relevant.
Franco,
Ferraro.
Zac
Did you say
Efron,
Ferraro?
The Rock. I think everyone would eat Weinstein immediately.
Absolutely. He's
Big
got a lot of meat on his bones. Well, a lot of fat. You could really like...
Big
Did you see he
fat-
just got slapped in a he's gone to Arizona and he was at a restaurant and this guy like double slapped him. There's like a video of it.
Oh,
Why
go
is
Check
that
that. It's
person.
really satisfying, yeah.
Why is he punching
And the
him?
guy's just like berating him because he sexually abused all these women and this
Right
guy's just like
here.
slapped him in the face.
Insert the sound of like a slap.
Yep.
That's great. Claire.
So okay, superhero movie.
What is-
I could do
So
that.
rating all of the upcoming superhero films, the Marvels and the DCs, and any independents that might exist.
Yeah.
Rate them from most likely to be crap to most likely to be actually quite good.
Masterpiece to schlock.
No, I reckon we go shit to hit.
Shit to hit.
Oh, look at that.
I have a bad feeling about Aquaman. I'll be honest.
So do I.
I don't know if
from
they can pull it off.
Did
Yeah,
any
hit
of you
yourself.
see the Justice League film?
Yeah.
So I thought that he was a very weak part of that film.
I didn't watch it.
It was essentially like, oh,
Might
geez, I'm
save
going to
my
smash
money.
some scotch and go into the ocean and have
save my
no
money.
actual...
What are you mumbling?
Nothing.
What are you mumbling, Sean?
No one can hear me.
That's because you don't know how to use the mic. No. No, I thought he was actually pretty good, but I think Ben Affleck was the best part of that film, and I feel bad for Ben Affleck because he didn't get his proper chance as Batman. He's trying to get out of the new movie.
He was not the best
He's
part
trying to
of
get out.
Justice League.
Well, besides Gal Gadot,
He likes the
Gal
money.
Gadot
yeah,
and
he likes the
Amy
money.
Adams.
was Amy Adams even in it?
Yes, she's Lois Lane.
But I don't even think she was in it because
She was in it. She was grieving his death.
She had one scene.
Ben Affleck as Batman is such a bad idea.
Why?
He's not a Batman. He's not a tough, brooding guy.
I think the biggest issue with him as Batman is that we had Christian Bale do Batman so well and like a
Yeah,
serious
So
That's true.
soon.
serious
as well.
yeah, exactly, to have another serious like brooding Batman so soon after we had Christian Bale, who is arguably the Batman of our generation.
Yes,
we needed a funny one. If we were going to have one,
Yeah.
I'd want them to do the
Adam
wacky pow
West.
Sam
Yeah.
pow, like I would have been there for that. I would
Yeah.
have lined up, but having I'm so brooding and
It's like
sad
we need to
and
take
tortured.
Christopher Nolan's Batman because it works so well. Oh,
They've kind of
we don't wanna take
bastardized
risks.
it.
I want to see an Adam West Batman redone.
An
Yeah.
Adam Sandler Batman.
And
Back to-
Adam Sandler as Batman.
Well, see,
Jeez.
I think that's the same problem with because Aquaman has. there's
Rob
a-
Schneider is
As
Robin.
Oh wow!
I would
Is
watch
that Adam
the
you
shit
can
Schneider?
do
out of
it.
that.
You can do it, Batman.
Oh wow!
See, $1 million
Steve,
ideas.
Steve Buscemi is the Joker.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Why don't they hire us?
Oh, because we're too good.
We're stuck
We'd
in
make
glass.
him too much money.
We would. No one needs
stuck
that
in
much.
glass.
money.
Aquaman. I think Aquaman has the opposite problem. So he's like, Well, the comedy, there's like the running joke about Aquaman that he's a bit like lame, and that's why he's never got his movie, because the comic's a bit corny. But they're gonna the movie's gonna be super serious. Like Jason Momoa is like, a really dramatic actor.
Well, he's Khal Drogo.
Yeah.
Like,
there's
that's
no way
the
he's gonna be
biggest
funny.
draw card
Yeah.
is him as
Yeah.
Khal. Like,
What else has he done besides Game of Thrones? List them, Nathan.
He's
list them.
done some. I actually looked up his filmography the other day. It's mostly been like indie films. Besides Game of Thrones, he hasn't really done any big films.
Okay. He has a look for it, I must admit. He looks
He's
very...
very handsome.
Well, you're talking
looks-
about Entourage in the other podcast. There was there's the storyline of Vincent Chase. Aquaman was the highest grossing film of all time in the Entourage universe. Because Vincent Chase played Aquaman, and he was like known as to be a bit of like a feminine guy. So, because Jason Momoa is probably one of the most like masculine actors, besides like the only actors you could cast, like maybe The Rock. Or Bruce
I'm
Willis,
sick-
more
I'm
manlier
sick of
than
The
him.
Rock.
But he's pretty like masculine. And,
He's
like,
extremely
bulky. Yeah,
masculine.
Yeah. He's an islander, isn't he? He's like from Hawaii. Isn't
Hawaii, yeah.
He? Yeah.
It's Samoan roots. All of
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
wrestlers
Yeah,
have
Samoan
Samoan
and
heritage.
But I'm talking about Jason Momoa though.
Yeah,
Is he a
he's
wrestler?
Hawaiian.
Was he a wrestler?
Nobody should be. I'd be
Okay,
there
yeah.
for that.
I'd let him.
Thought you were talking about The Rock. You'd let him
No,
what?
no,
Sorry,
but
Nathan.
The Rock
I'm
is-
sorry I
what would you
interrupted
let
that
him?
tangent.
What would you
I'd
like?
let him wrestle you, and I wouldn't stop him.
Are you
Ew.
saying that to me or Claire?
Anyone who's listening, to the listener.
Oh, well.
If you want to wrestle with Jason Momoa,
The
I can hook you up.
collective.
Well, we met
listener.
him at Comic-Con. No, we didn't meet him, but he was there.
I saw him.
We did see him in person.
I saw him from.
Yeah.
I saw him from afar.
He's
And we were
very
like-
tall, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's like 6 foot
huge,
4 or
he's
5.
huge.
Yeah.
I saw
Just
him-
like you, Nathan.
Yeah,
That footballer
he's almost as
physique.
tall as me.
Jason Momoa and Nathan almost go hand in hand.
Well,
really,
you know.
I think.
It's really just like one that would sunburn and one that would tan.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
And
yeah.
I'm the one who would tan, so
Exactly.
that's right, Jason. If you're
Yeah.
listening to this, it's on. Let's fight.
It's on.
Let's
Ooh.
go out
Let's
the-
have a sunbaking
Ooh.
contest.
Let's go out behind the gym.
That'd be
So
good.
what's your next idea? Because I think
So you've said yes to
well,
those
I think
ideas.
Deadpool 2 will be the best, and maybe Aquaman
We can
will be
discuss this at another time,
how we go.
but we will write down all of the films. My idea
Oh.
for that would be to write them all down and to come in with our rankings and to
Yeah, exactly.
discuss
Yes.
and have a bit of banter.
I'm not
Bit of
familiar with this
hardy-har.
organization, Claire.
What is the criteria for a
this?
good superhero movie, though? That's what I think
Well,
would be
That's
good.
part of the
idea.
We'll get into that.
podcast.
That's
All
a
right.
separate
Yeah,
topic.
we don't want to waste all the good shit now.
I just want to hear Claire's ideas, Nathan.
Thank you.
That's red flagged.
Sean.
Please
All right, it's
continue,
flagged.
Claire.
And the dog one's red flagged, right?
We'll think about it.
I'm happy to talk
Well,
about
Isle of
Beethoven.
Dogs we could do it for Isle of Dogs because that's coming out. Isle of Dogs
Oh,
dog movie.
good
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Someone's on top of it.
I'm not just
redeem,
a-
you redeem yourself.
I'm not just a
Nathan.
6'4".
Redeem yourself.
I'm not just a 6'4".
I'd like to also watch Cats and Dogs again,
Yeah, we have to
just
watch
because it
us.
has Jeff Goldblum.
I
in
am
it.
not watching Cats and
We're
Dogs
doing it-
again.
we-
I'm sorry.
We do
good
the ones
film.
where
It's not.
Sean and I have filmed ourselves
Here
watching
we
a
go.
movie a few times. We'll do Cats and
Guys,
Dogs.
too
Tell me
watches
the
that.
T-Rex.
Well, we haven't edited it because it's pretty boring.
Tell me the T-Rex.
Tell me the T-Rex.
Adam Driver,
Oh,
hot
here
or
we
not?
go.
That's like a 5-minute conversation.
No, it's not. Hilariously,
He's not
do we get to every
that
limb?
attractive.
he is. You go into a debate
All
of
right,
reasons
I'll-
why
I'll-
he is sex.
I'll have a
on
condition on
lists.
that. If you ring another girl in,
No,
who
that's
thinks,
sexist.
No, how's what?
What?
You,
Well, no,
you think he's
two men-
handsome and you think he's unattractive.
Yeah, so and you think he's handsome, so you need a female who thinks he's unattractive. So you have
Yes.
2 on 2.
Okay, I'll take you on that
That's
then.
how
Yeah,
maths
and if you
works.
if you find someone, a girl who thinks he's unattractive,
Yeah, like ugly as fuck, and then boom.
if you find someone who doesn't see the Kylo Ren, doesn't see the
Look, he's all right with
what's
long
his name
hair.
in Girls? What's his character? name?
Adam.
It's Adam in
It's
Girls.
Adam in
wow.
Girls.
Yeah, creative, great one, Lena Dunham.
Hey,
Go defend your
critically
sexual
acclaimed.
abuse.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Look, he's got a good voice. I'll give him that.
And a face.
But he looks like a shovel, and he's got giant ears.
a
That's all
shovel
I'm
that I
saying.
would
Yeah, but
let
some girls
deep
like that. That's all I'm
deep
saying.
into me.
I'd dig my grave with his face. Anyway, let's save it for the pod.
You dig your
Let's
own grave.
save it
That's
for
really
the
depressing.
pod.
What's your next idea?
The Shape of Water. We touched on some of these, but I'm still doing it in this podcast.
The only thing was we've just done a podcast where we talked about not bringing up the past again. But I guess we are
No,
bringing
that's
up the
out
past.
at the moment, though. It's nominated
Oh,
for
it is,
awards,
yeah,
but
'cause
it's only
Australia's
just
late,
hitting
yeah.
Australian cinema.
Australia's late.
I
All
think
right.
it comes out next week.
Are you going to do an Oscars special? That's one of my other ideas. You should be doing an Oscars special. And you should be releasing it on the day of the Oscars, like a predictive
But then we
one.
won't- oh.
And then you should be doing potentially a wrap-up, but at least a predictive one. Talking about the nominees, talking about the snubs, talking about the...
I think art cannot be adjudged.
A judge.
Art is not a competition. Art is
I think it's all
art is from the soul, and you cannot judge different souls against each other.
Oh, wow.
To say whose soul is better than the other's soul, because James Franco put his heart and soul into Disaster Artist,
But he also touches...
Guillermo del
teenagers.
Toro put his heart and soul in The Shape of Water, Greta Gerwig put her heart and soul into Lady Bird, and who's to say who did it better?
It's all political now. Hollywood's all political. I don't want to discuss Oprah Winfrey's speech. Now she's running for
What was her
president. Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know
Got it
she's
on the
called Oprah, but she was meant to be called Orpah, and they wrote it wrong on the birth certificate. Orpah. ORPAH, and they wrote it wrong on the birth certificate.
That's our
and now
future
she is
president you're talking
Oprah.
about.
Hey, yeah. Oprah Winfrey.
Orpah.
Hey, they said Trump would never have a chance, and
My boy Trump. Do you still have that hat? Make America Great Again?
yeah, it's in my cupboard right now.
I nearly bought Nathan a Christmas present that was a Christmas jumper with Trump wearing a little Christmas hat saying "Make Christmas Great Again."
Oh my gosh, that is the best.
I would have worn
pretty
that
great.
I would have worn it too.
to my conservative family's Christmas.
I was also going to get it in like a larger size so that you could share it with your friends, because that seems
Oh, we
to be
could
what
like
you do.
two of us, yeah. No, look, I'm not against. Look, I was joking about judging art because I think art can be judged. There's definitely better movies than others, but I don't know. On Oscars one, it depends. I think if James Franco's nominated, then I'll do it. Otherwise,
Have the
if it's-
nominations come out?
No, they're coming out on the 18th of January, or something like that. A week or two away, a couple of weeks away.
A little react
I don't
to
know.
the Oscars.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. If a lot of memorable things happen, like James Franco stealing the mic from Tommy when he was trying to say something.
Yeah, but Claire was saying try and predict what Oscars will win, what movies will win.
And snubs and a bit of discussion.
We can. I don't mind giving a little 15-minute on it.
Yeah. All right.
Again, I just
Might as
think
well.
if you're doing
So
a
we'll future
movie
review
pod,
the Oscars. We'll future review
Better
the
have
Oscars.
more than less.
exactly. If you're doing a movie pod, these are things that people will listen to.
No, we can do a little
'Cause it is
future
topical.
predictions. When the nominations come out, we'll be sure to watch the video or watch the movies.
Read the article.
Read the article.
You read the article.
And then we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
Claire?
Alright.
My next idea was actually inspired by the Disaster Artist,
Oh.
discussing movies that are only good because they're true stories and would be ridiculous and not actually very interesting if they weren't based on
Have
real
you got,
life.
Can you give us an example?
The Disaster Artist.
Other than the disaster.
That was what
artist.
it inspired it.
Other than the disaster artist.
I had some the other day and I didn't write them down.
Jumanji.
Yeah, based on a true story.
Jurassic Park.
So maybe like 127 hours.
That's a good film.
Yeah, but if it was just like a fiction about a guy who's
You know what I mean? Like movies that if you went and saw and you were just like, oh, so like the Founder. If that wasn't actually true, would it have been
if
as
McDonald's was a
interesting?
made-up restaurant and
Yeah, I see.
Nothing
So if it was a
existed.
period piece from like the 50s.
yeah,
of
he
a
just
guy.
made up
Yeah,
a
yeah.
random.
Would it still be interesting? Because the way we approach things like 1984 is very different than how we approach things like
That's true. Yeah.
like
I-
I,
I-
Tonya
We're gonna
even.
have to find some movies that are based on.
I
true
had a big
stories.
list
Yeah.
and it's not in my book because I'm an idiot. But I had a big because I went to see All the Money in the World the other night.
Yes.
That I was saying, well, this is an example of something that would still be good if it was a complete false
Yeah.
story, but it is made more interesting by the fact that it is a true story.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of films, I think, that if you sat down and really thought about it and said, oh, if that was fiction, would I really be into it?
Like
No,
the
I
Blair,
get you.
like the Blair Witch Project.
That's well. That's not
Like,
No, they say that's a true story at the start.
not a true story.
Yeah, it is. They
No,
said
that's-
so. They
that's-
said so.
don't make fun
Mark.
of my idea like that.
They said no. They said it was a true story.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
like
start.
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
No, they didn't say that. They said.
Anchorman.
Did they say that it was a true story?
Well, it says this is based on true events. Only the events are being changed.
There you go.
Yeah. No, but I get the idea. I'm trying. I just had a good one. It was a Steve Carell one. Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
Foxcatcher would
The
be a
thing,
good one.
it's a topic you'd go away and think about.
Yeah.
But
And
I
come-
definitely think
yeah.
that there are films
Okay.
that wouldn't be as riveting if they weren't real.
But what's the reason for that though?
Because I think that we're intoxicated by the idea that things are based on true stories. I think that an audience is more captivated by the idea that this actually kind of sort of happened.
And if it didn't, the movie would be worse.
Well, yeah. And
Okay.
the one that got me thinking about it was The Disaster Artist. Would I really go watch a movie about someone that goes, oh, hi, Mark, if it hadn't actually happened and I wasn't actually obsessed with the
Yeah.
room as a film?
Right.
No, I wouldn't have.
Okay.
That's true.
So it's a good film, but it's a good film because he played that character who's a real person really, really... Jackie is another one. Jackie Kennedy, but Jackie that came out last year with Natalie Portman. Yeah. That is an amazing film, but it's an amazing film because it's a character study of this real person, and she absolutely nailed that real person.
Like The Crown, I know it's a TV show, but that would suck as if
it would be weird because we would not be sitting there Googling Elizabeth and being oh my goodness, is this real or not?
I see what you're saying. Okay. All right.
I think it's interesting to just go away and have a bit of a think.
Yeah, no, I'm sure
some of
there's
my
a few
ideas are thinkers. I think most of my ideas are thinkers because the other ideas are, dude, let's talk about current films.
Yeah, well, we'll do that as much as we can.
Which for that I say, pull me in when you need me.
Yeah,
I live up the road.
That's true.
What is your next idea?
Yeah, next idea.
Oh, next idea. I closed my little book.
We're churning them through.
How are you, Shawnee?
Yeah, you guys talk amongst yourself.
Yeah.
I'm hot.
A little hot. Yeah, well, I mean, we're in the summer in Australia. What can you expect?
It's 36 degrees ago. I'm going to have a dip in your pool, Nathan.
Yeah, you can have a dip. You can have a dip.
Little dippy.
No one's going to stop you.
Good man. Oh, Claire's ready.
They're all my ideas I'd like to bring to the table at this point.
Oh,
I like it. Yeah.
All right.
No, I feel like I have other ideas, but I feel like for this moment, they are not timely.
Oh, okay.
And let's...
You're a fortune... What do you mean? Why
I feel like we've put enough on the table.
I think we have enough for at least 2 months. I'll just put it that way.
Well, the other thing we're going to do is... our most popular episode so far was the Rise and Fall series. And we did
I remember you saying that.
We did Adam Sandler. And Shaun is conflicted because we kind of did that one... Not because we hate Adam Sandler, but some of the movies he's made lately were not great. I like Stanley Wexler. I thought that was great. And the Mayoritz stories, although he was just acting in it, have been highly... I don't know if they've been award nominated, but a lot of people have praised those. And he always seems to do better as an actor than a producer. But his movies like The Grown Ups, Pixels, Ridiculous Six, he's just fallen off the critical ladder. But then he's sort of having this mini redemption this year with a couple of good movies.
I haven't seen any of them, but I'm interested to.
But we're gonna do Johnny Depp. We're gonna do Jim Carrey. We're doing Steven Spielberg.
Oh,
that'll be our next one.
Oh yeah, Spielberg would get me excited.
Yeah, because he's gone down, but Ready Player One and Indy 5 might be a redemption.
Maybe. Oh, there's the Post though.
Well, the Post
I'm
is
so excited about the Post.
Yeah.
As a journalist,
but he's had Warhorse, BFG. I mean, Bridge of Spies was okay, but he's had a few flops, a few disappointments.
I'm ready for it. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, and we're keeping up with our future reviews, obviously.
I also
Ready
think
Player One.
that.
Go on, Claire.
I think that a monthly wrap up is a good idea. One episode a month that talks about all the shit you haven't had the chance to get around to.
All the indie films,
A speed round.
Well, that's what I said. Maybe that we can do that as a separate podcast called Too Many Movies. And
you did say that.
It's a monthly episode where we talk about 10 or 20 movies that came out that month that missed the attention. Because there are just too many movies. When we do that 2018 wrap up, there's just too many movies.
And I think that doing it monthly is smart because trying to do it at the end of the year is just asking to do a 7-hour podcast.
And you're trying to remember in 12 months from now, trying to remember stuff that came out today.
So you'd be like, what's the shit that you wanted to see that didn't see? What's the stuff you have no interest in seeing? Why do you have no interest in seeing it? What did you see and what do you love?
Yeah. I'm always just fascinated that it's like a movie, Rick and Morty is a show that I should like, but I don't like it. Like Monty Python.
You like Rick and Morty.
Oh, no, I like it now, but originally I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
It took
I couldn't get into Community in the first place.
Yeah.
It took me a good season and I had to watch the paintball episode before
That's true.
Started
That's
liking
true.
it. And everyone was in the background going, just keep going.
Yeah. Oh, that's what Game of Thrones, it gets good at season 2. I'm like, well, I'm stuck at season 1, okay?
No, it's good season 1.
it's
if you don't like it season 1, I don't think you're going to like it.
Most recent.
You've been watching it. You've been keeping up
Game
with
of Thrones. Yeah, waiting for the new season. 2019.
Okay, relax.
Wait.
Oh, they're not doing one this year.
And Rick and Morty 2019.
Yeah, they're not doing one this year.
You've got to get up on BoJack Horseman.
BoJack
Dude,
Horseman,
it's so much better than Rick and Morty.
Archer.
There is too
No,
much now.
don't do Archer. The time has passed. There's other better shows.
Archer isn't the big
Do you
thing
think-
anymore.
I fucking
You
loved
raved
Archer.
about Archer.
I do rave about Archer, but the most
Adventure
recent,
Time's
You
past.
are
the most, I dressed
Here
up
we
as
go.
Lana for Halloween. And I had
keep
Archer
going.
and me have had some good times. But the last 3 seasons were just utter shit. They
Were
weren't
they
worth
really?
watching.
Oh, okay.
And it's gone downhill so much that it's kind of ruined the whole show for me because I was so disappointed in the most recent 3 seasons. And something like BoJack is still perfect, has not misfired once.
And that will never age.
And now I've got this like high standard for TV in the animated realm where Archer used to be that standard, but it's gone. Now BoJack is my standard, and Archer in comparison is nothing.
Well, that's another episode we're going to do because we did one on the Netflix shows, and we haven't done one on the movies that Netflix has released yet because they've just done the Will Smith one, Bright.
Yes.
Just it's the most watched Netflix movie now.
Yeah, but
Over
that got
ridiculous
destroyed by critics.
No, but
didn't
now
it?
people it did initially, but now people are re-looking at it, and they're sort of seeing that like because they're making a sequel as well, so it's sort of getting it's kind of a bit like Last Jedi that people initially saw it and then they've now changed their minds on a second viewing. So you never know.
Claire, do you still watch Adventure Time? Or was that another show that's kind of dropped off after a couple of seasons?
I've never really loved Adventure Time. I tolerated it. I felt like I had to like it to be cool.
Can I answer that? Was that just for Claire? Or can I answer that?
You don't like Adventure
No,
Time?
I know. And I was going to say it's another one I probably should like, but couldn't
No,
get it.
I don't think you
It's
should
been around
like
for
it.
a while now, isn't
Like,
it? Like
for
6
instance,
years?
I should like Bob's Burgers,
Yeah.
but I hate Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's not funny.
I think it's funny.
It's
I
not.
like Bob's Burgers. But that's another show that's kind of cut off. Like Adventure Time, after maybe 5 seasons, I kind of stopped watching it because there was just so much discussion about it, and it didn't have much of a story. Adventure Time, it's more just a kind of wacky adventure each episode. I kind of got bored of it.
I think it had like adult elements to it. Like you could watch it on 2 levels, and now I think they've gone just down
Which
to
is
the
good for the
kids.
first couple of seasons.
They've dumbed it down.
'cause
Well,
it was
that
so
happens with a lot
new.
of shows, though.
Well, you can merchandise for kids.
Yeah. Well, that's what Dan Harmon was talking on Who Charted, a podcast about the merchandising of Rick and Morty. And that's basically what keeps the show going between seasons. It just sells so much merchandise.
Do you watch the Dan Harmon show? The
Harmontown?
Yeah. I
Here and there.
really
Not
want to start playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's it.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. We got a friend who's like getting obsessed with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to find friends that will play it with me.
We've got a couple of board games. Yeah, we've got Game of Thrones board game.
Should we do a board game podcast?
Dungeons.
Start playing Dungeons and Dragons. Who would be the? Oh, you'd be the you'd be the
You'd have-
master.
you'd have-
He'd
No,
be the game
hang on.
master.
Hang on.
No, I wouldn't actually. No.
We've got a Dungeons and Dragons board game, which isn't exactly like you create your own character and your own story. But you can still play on a board game, and it's
That's like a nice intro to
yes,
Dungeons and
yeah.
Dragons.
But I do
Nice.
want to play the full on.
Oh, me too. I think Stranger Things really got me into it, and also I've been rewatching Community, and I watched the Fat Neil episode, and I was like, "Fuck, that looks."
And
great.
I had the follow-up one in episode 5 where they
Yeah.
play again. All right, so movies. So I think this will be well. You will guest host this year, so we're just introducing people who listen to it to you, Claire.
Yep, Claire.
Not
Journalist.
talking to Sean because Sean
Journalist.
doesn't know he's getting fired yet. But
Journalist.
guest
that'll be-
host, or what
Yeah.
am I? Guest host?
It'd be a
Frequent
guest
guest host.
Yeah,
Ever so frequent.
a
guest
regular
host.
Ever so
collaborator.
frequent.
Regular collaborator.
Couple of months, every couple of months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drag
Well, we
it
do.
out.
You know, we're trying to do it now where we do like we record a bunch at a time and then we release them slowly throughout the months because we got stuck a few times last year where we would do 1 or 2 a week. And if they didn't turn out well, then we had nothing to release. So we try and record a bunch at a time.
Well, would you think about doing a heap at a time and then also recording?
If
More
something
frequently?
emerged, like if there's a movie, like
I think that would be worthwhile.
there was one where it was like there was a movie that had just come out, and Sean's like, we have to podcast on it. So then we did that. But the thing is, sticking to a weekly schedule is draining. It's like
It
really
is
hard.
draining, but
Every
it's
fortnight, I
also
reckon.
Yeah,
Do
fortnight.
four a fortnight. Four
Well,
and 4.
you know, we'll see how we go, won't we?
Future review,
Yeah.
Claire discussion, and then
Yeah.
2 of our own Why Should I Watches. Personally, I don't know. That's just
I'm
going off
excited
my
for the year
schedule.
ahead. I
don't
think
know
it's
how
going to be a
busy
good year.
Claire's pretty busy.
Yeah, well, you know, we're all a little busy,
You're
and
there.
it's not our main source of income.
it's not a source of income.
Well, there you go.
Well, you know, yeah, it's,
Makes it even harder to record. So,
yeah, you know.
you know, if you want to send us money, Google or
Start a
listeners,
Patreon.
yeah. Well, we're probably gonna do that too, and that's why we're looking at like how we can do like premium episodes as well. We got some ideas there. Yeah,
What are those ideas?
Adults. Only.
adults only. Got to be 18 plus to listen.
Oh.
And this is Why Should I Watch with Shaun and Nathan. Why Should I Watch is a Skinny White Boy production. For more information, visit www.skinnywhiteboy.com.